people. I think I get it now. In your words, this is called looting a burning house, right?
But I am trying to reason with you here.
Who the hell is this wacko? Oh, his name is Scott with a K.
Toxic
Okay.
voice sounds familiar.
You know what? This isn't my first time dealing with the Skyfaring Commission. I can hit, but straight up snatching IPC cargo, isn't that going a bit too far?
Just as I've said it many times already. Once we've inspected the cargo and completed the security check, you can be on your way. Is there something wrong with your ears, or is it just your brain?
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm thinking clear. And my answer is crystal clear. Not a chance. Keep detaining my cargo and I'll file a complaint to...
Scott, what are you doing here?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. Why do I keep running into you? Staying on the Cienjo, are you? What terrible luck. Wherever you go, disasters aren't far behind.
Aren't you the guest from the Astral Express? What brings you and Yanqing to the Artisanship Commission?
Trouble caused by the IPC? I'd say it's caused by the Skyfaring Commission.
Looks like you've met this IPC worker before. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing.
I don't know either. This dude's a nutcase.
I was sent here to deal with the IPC protests, Miss Shikwe.
As you know, this IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin and rescued by the Juming's diplomatic ship. Then the Cloud Knights were instructed to bring it back to the dock for repairs and inspections. And this is Mr. Scott, the person in charge of this transport ship.
I'd have to be him.
So, you're Scott. I've heard her mention you. Weren't you kicked off the Lafu before? Why did you come back?
Like I wanted to come back. I thought I'd just dock at the harbor for repairs and leave this forsaken place for good. Little did I know, as soon as the ship entered the harbor, a bunch of Cloud Knights showed up and snatched all our cargo from the hold.
What do you mean by snatched? I've told you 1,000,000 times. It's a security check.
Then why did you bring the cargo to the Artisanship Commission? You even brought in some shady craftsmen.
Listen here. Firstly, the Skyfaring Commission detected dangerous items that could possibly be weapons in your cargo hold. That's why they called me here, to double check. Secondly,
Even if there are dangerous items, what do they have to do with you? It's not even being shipped to the Lafu. We'll just fix the ship and be on our way.
But you'll have to stay in the port for several days before your ship is repaired and you can take off again. How can we just leave unchecked items sitting here?
I understand, but we don't need to disassemble the cargo if it's just a security check.
in most cases, we don't. However, our scans discovered that the cargo doesn't only contain machinery, but also some substance that resembles biological tissue.
Biological tissue?
I'm afraid we'll need to wait for the Alchemy Commission for further confirmation. In any case, according to our regulations, we need to unseal one of the crates for further examination. This IPC specialist has been hindering us on the grounds of patent secrecy.
The Alliance's regulations on biological products are very strict. Without further inspection, there is no way for the Skyfaring Commission to release the cargo.
Oh, really? Fine. If anyone lays a finger on that shipment, they'll have me to deal with. It doesn't matter if it's mechanical or biological. It's none of your business. I'm filing a complaint against the Skyfaring Commission's ridiculous regulations.
I want to know who's the dude that's voice acting this guy because it's perfect. But I would just like to. I would rather like call Topaz or Venturine maybe for a favor to get this guy to shut the fuck up, get him fired or something.
This Mr. Scott seems stubborn and difficult to persuade. Honestly, I really don't want to have a vicious confrontation with the IPC. I heard how you helped Aramali. The IPC representative back then was Mr. Scott, right?
What are you guys whispering about over there?
Nope. Absolutely not. Okay, normally there's something else to gain. Nope. Okay, Scott. Yep. Nowhere else higher. than or equal to your opponent, it is considered a successful negotiation unless deemed a failure. The negotiation process of either party's morale drops to 0, the negotiation immediately ends. Your negotiation choices will lead to different outcomes, which can either increase or decrease your morale. As you make choices, the negotiation progresses until the number of negotiation rounds drops to 0, at which the negotiation negotiation ends. During your negotiation turn, you can use negotiation strategies to apply various negotiation techniques to help you succeed. Here you can view your opponent's information. If you're unsure what to choose, press to view. Yoop. Negotiations
As I
start.
recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation. But he does seem to follow rules to some extent.
Speaking of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations too. According to Article 4 of the Cienjo Alliance IPC Trade Consensus, the Alliance and IPC shall never infringe on each other's intellectual property rights.
Remind him of his embarrassing past.
The Alliance can sign a non-disclosure agreement with you. That way, you won't have to worry about any infringements, right?
We can sign a mutually acceptable non-disclosure agreement in accordance with the IPC's rules.
Well, that makes sense, but how can we trust you to honor the term? Even if we set aside the secrecy of intellectual property, these prototypes built by the Intelligentsia Guild are incredibly valuable, beyond your wildest imagination. If anything goes wrong, you won't be able to pay for it even with your life.
Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Let me think. Is that just that? What does this do again?
Can you give us an exact amount, Mr. Scott? If there's any damage after the inspection, the Express... I mean, the Skyfaring Commission will compensate you.
The Skyfaring Commission. Yeah, they will compensate you, provided a detailed report of the damage is submitted.
I don't doubt the financial strength of the Skyfaring Commission. However, this is not just about money. Besides, cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you at least call in a member of the Intelligentsia Guild to be present?
I'm pretty tight with Dr. Ratio from the Intelligentsia Guild. Almost like family. Doesn't that make me practically a member of the Intelligentsia Guild too?
What's all this nonsense?
That's
Even
not what
if
I meant
you
at
were
all.
married to him, you still couldn't represent the Intelligentsia Guild. We both need to follow the regulations, because that's how the IPC and the Cienjo operate, right? As an IPC worker, I have to abide by its regulations. If I make an exception and allow you to inspect the cargo,
Hold on. I did not know that's what it was gonna do.
Huh? Could you repeat?
Yeah, this is what it was supposed to be. Because I thought this was gonna be like, I can get Dr. Ratio here for you. Not whatever the hell that's very misleading.
Since the Intelligentsia Guild entrusted the cargo to the IPC for transportation, it's the IPC's responsibility to ensure its safety, right? Why would...
let me tell you something. As stated in Article 17 of the IPC's Building Material Logistics Department Transport Agreement Law, subsequent to the dispatch of goods and during their transit, all risks, save for those pertaining to the transportation safety, shall be the sole liability of the consignor. Well, only protect the integrity of the goods and prevent anyone with ill intentions
What the fuck?
from getting their hands on them. As for whether the cargo itself poses a security threat to the destination, that's not our responsibility. We both need to follow the regulations, because that's how the IPC and the Cienjo operate, right? As an IPC worker, I have to abide by its regulations.
Everyone has their own set of rules. Now that you're on on their turf, shouldn't you follow their rules too?
Yeah, I get it. I know I'm on the Xianzhou, but if I violate the IPC regulations, I'll be in deep trouble when I get back.
That was some bullshit questions.
Well, you
And by
guys
questions, I
sure
mean,
know how to argue your case.
that answer was not at all what my character said.
Fine. I'll allow you to do the security inspection. It's just that, I need some time to sort things out.
So, Mr. Scott, are you just stalling for time and planning to leave the Xianzhou as soon as your ship is repaired?
Well, IPC staff are free to come and go, as long as they don't break any laws.
Yeah, you've got some insight there. Who?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lingsha, Cauldron Master and head of the Alchemy Commission on the Law Fu.
Could she be? Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned here from the Xianzhou Juming.
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do, so I came myself. It's fine, Mr. Scott. If you really don't want your cargo to be inspected, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
Why are you being so nice all of a sudden? Well, since you're not going to check it, I'll take this crate and be on my way.
Yeah, sure. Why should I object? Not only this sample, but all the goods on the transport ship are yours to keep. Like I said, we won't inspect them.
Wait a minute!
Well, that's more like it. If only the young displayed a more reasonable attitude, our ship will leave in a few days once the engines are repaired.
Your ship can leave whenever you want, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for your cargo. According to the import and export regulation signed between the Xianzhou and IPC, all biological shipments can only leave the port when they have confirmed to be of no threat, or when all biological activity expires. Since we can't determine if your shipment is safe for the environment, I guess we'll have to wait for its biological activity to expire. Normally, it'll only take around 47 star calendar years.
Only 47 years?
Why so surprised? You're still young and full of energy. I'm pretty sure you'll live a few more decades. Have some confidence in yourself.
Ha! Typical of a long-life species. Your words are dripping with sarcasm. While you may not care about time, I do. I'll be demanding double compensation from the Skyfaring Commission for every minute wasted.
Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this victory unfold.
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection.
But, Mr. Scott.
Come on, we're already in enough trouble. Just let them do the security inspection. And if needed, they can always grovel before the Intelligentsia Guild later. I'm just using my head for what it's apparently good for, right?
At least you wised up for once.
Well, honestly, at least you're not as annoying as that woman. Just get on with the inspection. Don't act all chummy with me now that you've got your way.
This lady is really something else. Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC.
What in the...
Turn it off.
Okay. Now the new enemy, it seems. Okay. When an ally is afflicted with Terror Grip, attacking the caster of Terror Grip once can dispel the Terror Grip. Terror Grip ends if the caster of Terror Grip is not attacked to dispel Terror Grip. Then the ally afflicted will fall into the Terrified state and be unable to perform actions. So just hit it.
Oh, how unexpected. That was a surprise.
Howling Casket. Howling Casket? So this thing is a Borisin that has been turned into this thing.
A decisive. Lend me
Well
your
then.
strength.
Is it fire weak? No.
Until everything burns to ashes!
We've
This is
entered the
more than
storm.
a battle.
To guard and defend. Crush them.
Fight to live! Attack detected.
Confidence.
Dreams do come true.
In the mood.
I sense in the seas of flame!
There's always a weakness.
Fight to live!
Damage sustained.
Let's improvise.
Nice like a good brew, my friends. Indulge yourselves! Sam in position.
This battle is unavoidable. Lend me your strength. Until everything burns to ashes! This is more.
Just double effect res.
The mood is set. Let the show begin.
That's all you got?
Sense in the seas of flame!
The problem was I needed the Trailblazer ult the whole time. It just took forever to get it back.
Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days? That's way too dangerous.
I had no idea about it. You must have actually...
I don't think trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving.
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IPC guests to the Skyfaring Commission.
I'm on it. Please follow me, Mr. Scott.
These look like mechanized Borisin. That's fucking stupid.
Our
What the
preliminary
fuck?
inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
The core of this device is what they call wetware in industry slang. To put it simply, this machine operates with a kind of biological nerve as its control center.
Basically, it's a cyborg.
I'll take some samples for the alchemist to analyze and figure out where the
Bring a
biological
link.
tissue comes from.
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology? Perhaps they're trying to create a new weapon?
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borisin attacked the ship. No wonder the IPC were trying to obstruct our inspection. I'll contact the Ten Lords Commission and ask the judges to come and give their final verdict on this. According to our rules, all prisoners and weapons involving dangerous creatures must be taken to the Shackling prison for further sentencing. After all, it's the safest place on the Wafu. As for you, Mr. Craftsman, please go with the Cloud Knights and explain the situation to the judge.
Sheesh.
I had a feeling that the IPC members would cause trouble, but I didn't think they'd be this tricky. Thanks for your help, Miss Lingsha.
I should thank you for saving my life. Your sword skills were impressive. Taking down that big guy. I thought the General's retainers were all burly martial masters.
Cute.
Can't argue with that. As for you, you must be the guests from the Astral Express, right? Saving the Lafu from that crisis. It's so impressive. It wasn't a big deal. Really. It's still early. So why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission? We can discuss your suggestions for revitalizing the commission.
I'd be happy to accept your invitation.
And you three are coming too, right?
Got nothing better to do. Might as well. Also, tea sounds nice. Should I make tea right now? Maybe. Oh, wait, hold on. I got one of these earlier. Before the moon rage countdown ends, all enemies on the field have their moon rage dispelled. In a single battle, use Elixir to keep Fuiwan on the field until victory. Oh, okay, so that was just from the thing. Yeah, convince the ice speech speechcraft, defeat Howling Casket. And imagine those are somewhere in the databank. Yeah, enemy creatures is up here. Yeah, I haven't actually looked through this. At least it's less blinding every time I scroll through it. Unlike the Genshin one. Or I just blind myself. Yeah, there's 3 more here. Sableclaw Wolf Trooper, Eclipse Wolf Trooper, and Howling Casket. And there's 2 more. I imagine one of those is like a big enemy. Yeah, those are the only 2 I haven't gotten yet. Interesting how that's all that's been added since the last time I was on. I mean, that's still 5 enemies. But 2 of them are basically the same. I don't actually see much difference between them, but then again, the fight didn't last very long. And then there's the Howling Casket, there's going to be another elite, and I imagine another boss enemy, maybe? Or just 2 more elites. Or heck, it could be unrelated, so it could just end up being one normal enemy. But I imagine we fight someone. Maybe we fought Yan Qing once, so we might fight Yun Li. There is a possibility, which I find could be pretty interesting to... Oh. Hi, Sushang.
Hey! You're back! Why didn't you say anything in the group chat? I'm on duty. Let's catch up later.
Pull a funny face at her.
Because of someone important. So stop hanging around here and find something better to do. Once I'm done in a few days, call up Lil Guay and Wawa, and let's grab a meal at Aurum Alley. Goodbye.
I like that you can actually find like other characters around here. If you're like when you're playing through story quest stuff in some of the areas, you can actually find other characters. I wonder if Bailu is anywhere in here. It doesn't look like it. Well, cool that Sushang was there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, it'll be interesting to like compare if we do fight Yunli. It'll be interesting to compare the two together. But see, what were the 2 that were in? What section in the databank were they in? Okay, it was just the Luofu enemies set, so it could be any. Well, it doesn't look like it actually. Cause where is Yan Qing on the list? Oh yeah, no, he's right here. So yeah, one of these could end up being Yin Li. There is always the chance. I think it's cool having characters you actually play as and could just fight them directly.
My view of the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed a bit. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same. For us Vidyadhara, there's nothing more nostalgic than our homeland.
You're a Luofu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes, I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching prescriptions with my mentors and peers at the Alchemy Commission. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow remains familiar. Just like you, Don Hung, I traveled far from home, and now I've returned. Seeing the familiar scenery brings back a hint of nostalgia.
The view here would be even better without the ambrosial arbor.
Oh, really? I think that towering tree looks pretty impressive.
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark. The Xianzhou have been fighting abominations for thousands of years. And now that the ambrosial arbor has been reborn, it's only natural for everyone to feel uneasy.
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit. In my humble opinion, the rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors of the Xianzhou sought immortality.
I thought we were gonna have some tea. Where's the tea?
My bad. Well, since you went through the entire ambrosial arbor crisis firsthand, Dan Hung and Lieutenant Yan Qing, I'd like to discuss something with you.
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up all the old grime in the Alchemy Commission. Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible. I'm looking to remedy this problem, but was wondering if you could provide any insights.
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. I can't really say much about a remedy, but I do have a piece of advice, Miss Lingsha. The Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties, Miss Lingsha, changing the situation within the Alchemy Commission may be quite challenging.
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out, maybe you should discuss it with the General.
I see. Thank you for your valuable insights. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy Commission. Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, the Vidyadhara are still only mortal beings. 30 years ago, my mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end, she was framed and exiled to the Jumi. I was also implicated and had to leave the Luofu. And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself. Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yanqing? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
Lingsha, you're back! I've been waiting ages for you.
And Yunli is here again.
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Yanqing.
What a small world. You stole my sword. Give it back.
I see. Let's skip the introduction part then.
Yeah, there it is.
Why do I keep bumping into you? Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yunli, I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all the time in the world to wander around without returning my sword.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming, but you're not taking the hint. Don't people from the Juming know you're supposed to return what you've borrowed?
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be taken away again in a few hours. You know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield, that's a whole different story.
Fine. You don't have to give it back because I'll take it back myself.
So is this the warrant? Oh, to be young and at the whim of impulse.
Between these two, who do you think is tougher? Don't get me wrong, I'm just curious.
Get ready to separate them.
That's on you, bud.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since you don't approve, I won't draw my sword here.
I didn't mean it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead of each other?
Clearing out some abominations?
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to ask me twice, Miss Lingsha.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingsha needs anything, I'll gladly draw my sword and help her out.
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So then, shall we get going?
Let's go. I have Yanqing. I could
Ever
swap
since
to him,
the
but
disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here.
the thing is, I'm pretty sure he's still at like level 20 or something. Or was that? Or do I only have him on the other account? I think I actually have Yanqing on this account. I can't remember. I don't know. The only standard character I actually want right now is probably Welt. Originally it was Clara, but I think I might want Welt more because I need more options for supports,
If you want a contest,
especially speed
I'll
control
be the
supports.
referee. The one who kills the most abominations within 15 minutes wins.
Lingsha, as always. Still an expert in making
Unpaid work.
sound so noble and grand.
It's for your own good, little Yunli. While you desire to compete against each other, I don't want to see either of you getting hurt.
That's really thoughtful of you, Cauldron Master.
So, are you both ready?
Yo, Yanqing, not this team. What the fuck? Hold on. It's such an awkward team setup. Okay, so he's Hunt, so he doesn't need speed control because he is the speed control. I will add you. Who else should I add? Like I said, I definitely need more options when it comes to supports. Again, I don't need speed control. I guess I'll just go Sparkle for pure damage. Obviously, I can't change the story, Yanqing's effects. But I can make sure you are good enough. Yeah, I'd say it's good enough for me. So much attack. Yeah, I'd say it's good enough. You're fine because I've been using you, and I think you should still be good. 137, still 32. Yeah, I think they're all good. It should work. It'll feel weird using Yanqing again, but you know.
Upgrade
Just that won't last long enough.
Shift the balance.
This does last. This lasts forever, doesn't it? You know, it's not like Sparkles, which actually has a time limit on it.
Ugh. Looks like my... Let me say it again. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure you don't hurt each other.
Can we...
I should have done it.
Time for sword play.
When it takes action, she will use attacks to defeat the enemy first. We're going to be defeated by Yanqing, and the only is recorded here. Ah, okay.
This big diamond! It's all yours!
See, if I started with my ultimates, I didn't think this is how the fight would go.
Blade and flush!
Poof.
Time to twirl! Did that hurt?
Yeah, I need you up here.
Time to mix things up.
Well, up close.
Slice like my friends.
Do this to get a normal, to get a basic attack out,
Find the answer.
so I get skill points. Make sure I have a bunch of skill points at my disposal.
Oh dear. Time to twirl!
Strike with heart.
I didn't expect so close. You've got style,
Jesus fucking Christ.
but you're not striking where it counts. It's such a shame to see you misuse your sword like that.
Problem is, I don't have his ult.
In the mood for another beating?
A one-time enemy. Strike with heart.
I just feel like it doesn't have damage.
Practice is over. Swords descend.
I'll go easy this time.
Is it possible to win this? Because he just fucking kills all the enemies at once. And they give me Yan Ching, who, I'll be honest, kind of sucks.
How many
He doesn't do enough damage.
Blade and flight. What are you looking at? Time to twirl.
This big diamond! It's all yours! Did that hurt? Can you find the answer?
And unlike most hunt characters, he doesn't have the effect of constantly increasing his own speed. That didn't kill? How did that not kill? You gotta be joking. That had to be a joke.
How many can you block? Strike with heart.
Feeling spiffy? Honored to meet me.
Time to twirl.
I won't ring.
Slice like a good, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
See, if it was just a normal Yun Li, it'd make more sense.
Swords descend. Time to twirl.
Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours!
Time to twirl. Time for swordplay. Strike with heart.
Oh dear.
In the mood for another beating?
See, and then Yun Li's just gonna one-shot him. Is there a physical way to beat her? I don't think there is.
Blade and flight.
Can you find the answer? Honored to meet me.
That's all you got?
How many can you block?
See, none of these are
Strike
weak.
with heart.
Let's play for a while. Feeling spiffy?
Time for swordplay. Blade and flight. Time to twirl. Practice is over.
I feel like I don't understand how he works enough. Soul Steel Sync. Yeah, he just doesn't feel like he does enough. I'll be honest.
Swords descend.
And then she just wipes the whole field. What the fuck?
Do you know who
You can't pit a character that's hitting the entire field against a character who can only hit one at a time.
Strike with heart. Time to twirl.
I didn't even kill it. Like I said, this dude sucks.
Nice like a good, my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Time to twirl! I'll go easy this
I should have just made a smaller version of my
Feeling spiffy?
Firefly team. See how well that worked.
Can you find the answer? See? Your technique was all over the place. And
All you did was chop down a few
oh. Well then I'll give you a chance.
If you're trying to pick a fight, just ask.
Oh, hello. She just fucking stops them.
Well fought, my young friends.
Absolutely amazing character intro. What's her name again? Fei Xiao?
However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the lawful is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances room? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yulena.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords, and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao?
Fei Xiao is her
Have
name,
you
okay.
finished your health consultation with the dragon lady? Fei Xiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you're...
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaqing?
Oh, wait, she's the Merlin's Claw. Oh, she's the other Arbiter. Okay, so that's who she is. Interesting. The thing that's interested me the most, though, is that I keep seeing that ad that shows up sometimes in shorts where she has her axe out, but then I learned that she doesn't. She fights with a sword. The axe looks cooler than the gunblade.
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou lawful, too.
Of course, everyone has heard of the great general. Known to all, and unbeknown to none.
I have no idea who you are.
In general. Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the lawful, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet? Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet. I'll defeat you fair and square next time we fight.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fischel. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jing Yuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Feixiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Well, you can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air.
You see, her design and especially her weapon design is so cool. I would play her if it wasn't or made of played during her banner and maybe pulled for her. If it wasn't for the fact that I hate hunt characters. I hate playing hunt. It sucks. I don't get why people do it. Single target is shit. Anyway. Erudition and destruction for life.
Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Luofu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, the Luofu could be in a world of chaos.
Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
Moses' design is weird. I don't know why.
I prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
You're definitely more like an assassin.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right?
Also, this dude is definitely meant to be similar to to Auroron.
Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognizing this fact reveals the true measure of power.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. Made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get used to it.
Are you treating General Jing Yuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you.
Well, life and death, Jiao Cho. It's all predetermined.
I wonder what she has. I doubt if they're confused on how to fix it, it's probably not Mara.
Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance to the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jing Yuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner?
You know what? I would have said the exact same thing. So anyway, about the prescription. Can we get some Burger King? Anyway, that's I'm curious to see what she has. It's an interesting prospect.
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
It's funny. You gotta do that type of stuff. I really do like how the models with each game have gotten better and better. Like each game, each of the Hoyo games has its own like model, so the characters end up being more expressive with each game because they're getting better at making like the general models. The Star Rail models are definitely really expressive.
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
It's also really good. The models themselves are also really easy for VSync compared to like Genshin. In Genshin, the VSync is not nearly as good. They try, but it's not as good. Like especially when you're swapping between languages.
Hey! Was that the Yaoqing general who just dropped in out of nowhere? I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack with ease.
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yun Li is quite impressive. You think so too, right?
This one was totally something
I
else.
agree. General Fei Xiao is indeed impressive.
Well, I was actually hoping you'd give Yanqing some praise.
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony. I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there, seeing General Fei Xiao's skills today has made me feel a bit uneasy again.
Maybe she's just like that much better.
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me and Blade, putting life and death aside. With that mindset, you can prevail against most challengers.
I see. Thanks for the advice,
Master
Don.
Danhung.
By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jing Yuan wants to invite all of you to the seat of divine foresight. He has something important to discuss.
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the Yaoqing and the Juming.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Fei Xiao and Huaiyan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos on the Wafu before the war dance.
Yeah, but it's always gonna happen. I wonder if there was a way to actually beat Yun Li in that fight. I genuinely don't see a way to do it unless you have like... If I had thought to bring a character that was like really good for that, I probably would have. I'll probably, if I ever do another council, I'll probably do like a recording where I try to do that fight as best as I possibly can. I'd probably get like... I'd probably take another ice character, so I'll probably do Herta like before, but then I need someone's fire, so who would be the best fire character to bring for that? Honestly, I probably should have just brought Firefly, to be honest, for that fight. Just Firefly would have just tore through all of them. The only problem is with Firefly is skill points. So I'd probably have brought... It's probably Sparkle like before. So I probably would have just swapped out Gallagher, maybe.
What is your purpose for entering the seat of divine force?
I was like, is he gonna actually talk about what I was saying? But no, it was just the normal stuff that happens when you walk next to him. Hello, generals. And then Yun Li's sitting there in the back. Ah, damn it.
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder White. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you.
These three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Vantilia, and uncovering the conspiracy.
Only 5
of the
minutes left.
Sanctus of
Fuck.
Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please feel free to ask us.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Hu Xuan. She's been summoned to the Yu Chui for questioning. There are a lot of doubts within the Alliance about this whole situation. But despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. After the High Cloud Quintet each went their separate ways, despite the many criticisms within the Alliance, the Marshal still stood firm against the dissenting voices and entrusted the Lawful to you. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa, rescued the Xianzhou Yuchui from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by the denizens of abundance. I still remember those battles vividly. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. They haven't achieved anything of their own, so they feed off the failures of others.
Envy.
But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yao Qing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance?
No. I am too.
This old man's words always catch me off guard.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Lawful, but the document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei Xiao's questioning. The Marshal is well aware of Jin Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony and understands the situation he is facing. She mentioned it because she believes both issues are important.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal's orders?
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Fei Xiao's? Whether there's any discord between us? Well, since I'm being open and honest with you, I encourage you young folk to do the same. As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Xiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance.
At least this dude's honest. Hi, Yunli. Can I talk to you? No. What's this gonna be?
Yes, it's this case right here.
Case gleams with a muted luster, crafted from a material neither wood nor metal. Its surface is masterfully woven with metallic threads, outlining an intricate pattern of lotus flowers.
There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the war dance. And the main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. The host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Lawfu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony, I thought the High Elder of the Lawfu would be the Ringmaster.
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just a young lady who knows nothing about martial arts. How can I assign her as the ringmaster?
I'm no match to you when you're joking.
What's this box for?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now.
I'm about to run out of time.
Precious sword will be delivered and stored inside.
I have to end this recording now. I only have 20 seconds. I'll just start a new one right here.